welcome. So, as anybody who's seen a couple of the other interviews that we've done together, they know that you've been in the junior mining sector for quite some time. What is it about the Grindstone property that attracts you right now?
When I saw the Grindstone, it was in an area that in New Brunswick that we'd been looking at actually for Carlin style mineralization.
For somebody who doesn't know what that is, what do you mean?
Well, it's gold mineralization, and it's basically the setting, and basically our theme is Congo and Canada. We just went and said, okay, let's take Congo style geology and let's see if we can find it in Canada. Well, of course we can, because Canada is such a large country. The Doranda had the project in 93, 94. Some ex-Doranda geologists had restaked it, saw I was looking for cobalt stuff. They emailed me, and I knew what it was right away, and we moved on it quickly.
How did you know? What was it about the information that you received that made you say, I know that this is a good find?
Well, because you've got to look at getting back to doing the basic research and looking for mining properties, is that you're using old reports. And cobalt wasn't necessarily carried in the average assay package probably until mid-90s. So anything was assayed for copper, nickel before that probably was never assayed for cobalt. So when you start, and we're always looking for stream sediment stuff, which is basically like placer cobalt, if you want to call it that. When I saw the numbers for the cobalt in the streams, and I'd probably looked at, I don't know, 300 cobalt projects at least all over the world, and the numbers were, usually everything's measured in either parts per million or parts per billion. Well, the numbers were so high, I thought it was an error that it was said in parts per million. I thought it was parts per billion, so the number wouldn't have been so big. So it had consistent high cobalt stream sediments in an area that's never been really looked at. We'll never look for cobalt.
And so do you think that because Doranda and Inco weren't looking for cobalt, that their assessment of this property it's marginal?
Well, Doranda at that time had the Brunswick 12 mine, which was a big lead zinc mine. It's in the Brunswick camp. It's a well-known area. And they also had copper mine in Gaspé, not too far, but in that same sort of formation of rocks. And they were looking for a copper skarn like they had in the Gaspé, and they drilled some shallow holes. So they weren't looking for nickel or cobalt or anything. They were looking for copper.
But were the results there in the assay reports that came back from this that you were able to review?
Yeah, we got the information from the reports that they had filed for assessment, like on the government database.
So you were pretty happy when you saw those?
We were flat broke, and we're trading at 1 cent. And a friend of mine put up the money, and then we've been working on it for about 18 months, doing land assembly and everything, just being quiet.
So what makes you so excited about this project?
Well, they did a large airborne survey, mag survey, that was never explained. We got the data and reinterpreted it, and we've flown an airborne survey on it using magnotellurics. It's a new system. We used expert geophysics. I think they're the best probably in Canada for sure. And so we've got some targets that are going to be drill ready by, I would say, the January, February. So we can go really into going a raw prospect to drilling pretty quickly.
And that drilling will confirm what you believe is in the ground?
Well, it will confirm the theory that it is indeed Congo-style mineralization.
And from there, where do you go? Based on the fact that you have a structure of moving up a large-scale project like this, where do you go from there?
Well, I think that it will give credence to the idea that there's Congo style mineralization in Canada, something that should exist on paper, and these things aren't that. The Congo style mineralization is not really that foreign from Canada. You've got the Pine Point deposit that is sort of the same model. It's what we'd be called Mississippi Valley type. You know, it's kind of a catch-all word, but everybody knows that type of deposit. We went down to, in Missouri, they have the lead district, the biggest lead zinc producing region in the world. And the Missouri Geological Survey and the University of Missouri are by far the leaders on that type of geology. Mm-hmm. They've done huge, they've been mining there for almost 300 years.
So once you confirm this, then your plan is to go and seek out a development partner then?
I think we probably could go at it our own in the beginning, mm-hmm. but just get to a stage, because I don't think that proving up the concept will mean we have a higher stock price, which means we'll be able to raise more money. And I think it will get some attention from the technical side of the business, because I think that everybody's focusing on these old washed up cobalt projects that are everywhere. And having people come in and start saying, look, this could be a regional play. You know, you've got New Brunswick, there's the Bathurst area is just an incredible area. I mean, if you found the Bathurst 12 mine now, you'd probably have $100 stock, you know, that same deposit. So it's in an area that the majors know quite well and host large deposits. There's a lot of smoke there. There's a lot of smoke. I'm kind of looking forward to it, because it's we've sort of kept everything pretty quiet because we're doing our land assembly, and I think, you know, doing these interviews are going to be part of, you know, letting the world know what we've got.
Well, and with the hungry appetite that the world is going to continue to have for cobalt, it must be a pretty exciting project for
you. I think it is, you know, because part of it is with the scientific geological community, you know, coming up with new ideas and new discoveries. It's kind of a real peer thing that, you know, I find kind of exciting. You know, to find something new where nobody else has gone looking that's I think the average geologist, prospector, that's, you know, probably as important as the money you make.
Well, we're going to be watching. Thank you for coming in and sharing information about this.
Yeah.